Going into Midnight, you can expect cool things on BM Hunters, like a new way to summon dire beasts, potential for more damage, and maybe a new OP talent to increase your survivability. And while you're waiting for Midnight to launch, we recently updated all of our class courses for Season 3, giving you everything you'll need to rank up fast, including videos on how to perfect your rotation or how to get the perfect opener. We cover everything you need to play just like a gladiator in PvP. We even take concepts like positioning and break them down into step-by-step guides. It's like questing, but instead of experience, you gain rating. We even offer a 14-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee for those of you who just want to try us out. So after this video, be sure to click the link below for an exclusive discount to get started. For now, back to the video. We'll start by going through the main changes to the Hunter class tree. A crucial gameplay feature of Hunters is being able to crowd control healers regularly. One main way of doing this is typically with their Intimidation stun, locking down a healer into a trap, allowing Hunters to crowd control them efficiently, preventing them from using most of their abilities. Well, now, you can do this more often with your Territorial Instincts talent. This reduces the cooldown of your Intimidation stun by 20 seconds, allowing you to use it far more often. While it does take quite a few talent points to reach this, it's a crucial upgrade. It lets you create more frequent CC chains on enemy healers. Hunters often rely on their stun into trap combo to prevent healers from using defensive cooldowns or outplaying the trap itself. Being able to use this combo more often will make it easier to create offensive setups and potentially secure kills. Unfortunately, there's also some bad news. Two crucial spells are being removed for Hunters that you will no longer have access to. Say goodbye to Scatter Shot and Knock Trap. The loss of these CC abilities, especially Scatter Shot, is a big blow for Hunters. Scatter Shot was great for peeling or stopping healers from saving teammates. Without it, Hunters will lose some of the crowd control that was essential for winning games. There has also been a radical change to how Roar of Sacrifice works. It no longer grants crit immunity, and instead it provides a 15% damage reduction on a 2-minute cooldown. This is a huge nerf, as not only is the cooldown doubled, but the crit immunity was incredibly strong against many classes. Abilities like Combustion and Recklessness will now be far less effective when damaging targets through Roar of Sacrifice. However, not all hope is lost. Roar of Sacrifice is now part of a choice node, as you can instead pick Guardian's Hide. This talent grants 3% passive damage reduction as long as your pet is alive, redirecting part of your damage taken to your pet. While this isn't as strong as Roar of Sacrifice used to be, it's a decent mitigation tool for dealing with consistent pressure. It could be especially useful against rot damage, helping you stay a bit tankier being a preferred option. Aside from that, not much else has changed, though a couple of cooldown reduction talents now work differently. Natural Mending and Improved Aspect of the Turtle now provide flat cooldown reductions for Exhilaration and Turtle. These are nice quality of life changes, letting you get your major defensive cooldowns back faster. The general tree changes are just not it, looking not great for any Hunter players out there. Losing Scattershot, Knock Trap, and having Roar of Sacrifice nerfed quite hard will hit Hunters quite hard with their survivability. Speaking of Hunter specs, we can now look over all the major changes that have been made for Beast Mastery Hunters. Unfortunately, there haven't been too many changes for BM Hunters. The focus remains on using Animal Companion and Dire Beast as the main ways to increase your damage. It's important to proc Dire Beast in your rotation, as it greatly boosts your damage during both passive and burst situations. It also has excellent synergy with some of your Apex talents, which we'll discuss a bit later on. Similar to the cooldown reduction talents in the general tree, the Beast Within now provides a flat 60-second cooldown reduction to Bestial Wrath. This flat reduction is a welcome change, as you no longer have to rely on using spells with high uptime to reduce its cooldown. Most talents remain the same, but there's a new addition with Thundering Hooves. This talent increases your stomp damage, making your overall pressure stronger, especially during your Bestial Wrath. Other than that, not much has really changed for BM Hunters, which is why the overall updates are fairly average. Nothing particularly exciting is being added, but the specs still look solid, provided tuning keeps their damage output competitive. Moving on, we can now discuss the new Apex talents that BM Hunters gain access to, called Nature's Ally. The first talent makes every Bestial Wrath summon a Dire Beast for 10 seconds. This is powerful considering how strong Dire Beast already is, so getting this and potentially a harder hitting one will be excellent during your burst windows. The second talent is a passive that increases your pet's damage by 10%. Although this talent is pretty boring, it's still a nice addition that strengthens your overall damage output. The final Apex talent is also passive, but much more fun. Whenever you summon a Dire Beast, your next kill command has a 100% chance to crit and causes the target to bleed for 20% of the damage dealt. This will once again bolster your Bestial Wrath windows, and it also synergizes well with Laceration, proccing even more bleed damage to add extra pressure. The more Dire Beast procs you get, the more bonus damage you can deal with kill command, making this talent excellent for the spec. Despite all that, we'll give these Apex talents a middle thumbs up for being average overall. Even though they're solid in terms of performance, they're quite passive, which, if we're being honest, makes them a bit boring. Yes, they'll increase your damage, but they don't require much thought or engagement to use effectively. There are also some new talents for both hero talent trees coming in Midnight. Starting off with Pack Leader, you have a choice node between Slick Shoes and Masterful Call. Slick Shoes is a familiar talent, allowing you to remove snares whenever you disengage. This can be nice when dealing with melee and needing some extra mobility, but it's not always great if they can instantly reconnect. Masterful Call looks like the stronger choice of the two. It makes your freedom effect last 2 seconds longer and gives you 20% increased movement speed while it's active. This could significantly help with kiting away or catching up to targets, allowing you to maneuver around any arena map more effectively. It also has excellent synergy with Kindred Beasts, applying your Master's Call to nearby partners, helping them kite away from danger as well. The second talent you gain is Lethal Barbs, which buffs your auto shot damage and gives both you and your pet a bit more focus. The third talent is Sharpened Fangs, increasing your mastery by 3%. Both of these talents are passive and simply provide a small boost to your overall damage. As for Dark Ranger, you'll be picking up Corpse Collar, which synergizes well with your Dire Beast, though it seems to have quite a low proc rate. The strength of this talent will depend on how much damage the Dark Hound deals, but with only a 10% chance to proc, you may not see it too often. However, you can always summon a Dark Hound with Bestial Wrath thanks to the new Wailing Dead talent. It also grants you Wailing Arrow, which appears to deal a significant amount of damage. This could be a game changer for Dark Ranger, making your Bestial Wrath windows much more powerful. Finally, there's Pact of the Hollow, which makes your Dark Hound deal more damage when you use Kill Command. Once again, these talents revolve around the Dark Hound, which will be reliable during your burst windows, but outside of that, you may struggle to summon them consistently. Overall, the hero talents look fairly decent for Beast Mastery Hunters. They're mostly passive bonuses that slightly increase your damage, but don't bring anything too game-changing. With the new hero talents, we can now take a look at all the new PvP talent changes, and unfortunately, there's not really anything new for BM Hunters. This means that Survival Tactics and Kindred Beasts will likely remain locked in, with your third slot being a more situational choice. Chimeral Sting will remain a solid third PvP talent. Having Spider Venom to silence healers or DPS targets is an excellent form of CC that helps you control the game. Since there are no new PvP talents and barely any changes, we're not too happy with what's coming for Hunters in Midnight. There's a bit more variety, but with 2 talents being set in stone, there's not much diversity when choosing between them. For quite some time, Hunters have been stuck using the same PvP talents across multiple expansions, making it rather boring to keep selecting the same ones. So, what are the overall thoughts for BM Hunters moving into Midnight? Overall, things are looking fairly average for BM Hunters, as they'll likely retain the same playstyle and gameplay from the War Within. A BM Hunter's strength ultimately depends on the numbers it can push out when pressuring enemies. If their damage remains high, the spec will perform well, but if it falls behind, other specs and classes will likely outshine it. Every expansion, we help thousands of players just like you hit their rating goals. Like Gizmo here, a Resto Druid hard-stuck-it rival with over 5,000 games played, who gained over 600 rating in a few weeks just by using Skill Capped. Our damage and healing courses save you weeks or even months of your time, condensing down everything you need to know into bite-sized videos. You don't have to be scared to sign up because we have a rank up guarantee that promises you will gain at least 400 rating while using our service. So if you're serious about climbing, visit the discount link below to get started. Anyway guys, I want to thank you all for watching. See you soon.